Okay, so here are the objectives for our webinar today. Again, we're looking at core mindfulness skills, right? Which are a little bit, well, quite a bit different from general kind of mindfulness, broad mindfulness as we might teach it more broadly. One thing that I love about the DBT core mindfulness skills is that it gives me another way of teaching about mindfulness. And it puts it into more concrete, practicable kind of terms or skills. It breaks it down into smaller steps for clients. So even if you are already teaching your clients mindfulness, which many clinicians are nowadays, this also helps by giving us alternatives when, you know, it's always nice to have different ways of teaching things. If our usual way doesn't work, then we can bring in an alternative method, right? So the skills that we're going to be looking at today that are involved in the core mindfulness module, we've got our first state of mind that I'm going to talk about here is our reasoning mind. This is the logical, practical, matter-of-fact kind of rational state of mind, or that part of us that just uses our logical, factual thinking. When we are in this state, there's really no emotions involved, or if there are emotions there, they're very small, they're on the back burner, they're not influencing our behavior, right? I actually just had a client this morning who, she is a more reasoning-minded person, so I'll give you her as an example. I was asking, so she's actually a therapist as well, and I was asking her, she was talking about a client that she was struggling with, and I was asking her, when you think of that client, what emotions come up for you? And she said, she gave me a thought. She said, well, I think what we're going to move into now are the what skills. What we do to be mindful. We observe, we describe, and we participate. Okay, so first thing I'm going to get you to do is I want you to take one of your hands and I want you to put it on a surface. So it could be the desk in front of you or the table. It could be on the arm of your chair or on your leg. It doesn't matter. But take one of your hands and put it on a surface. And I want you to just notice the experience, okay, for a moment without putting words on it, if you can. Just allow yourself to sense what's happening without reacting to it. This is observing. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to leave your hand there still. And I'm actually going to do this out loud for us, but I want you in your own mind to now describe. So you're going to, this skill is this can often be a very difficult skill for us to grasp, but this skill is about semantics. It's about the words that we use and how the words that we use, the judgmental words, often increase the intensity of the emotions we're experiencing. So often what happens here is we have an experience where, so I'm actually going to teach you this with an example. So I'm driving down the road. This was years ago. This was one of my epiphany moments with this skill. I'm driving down the road and it had snowed the night before. Remember, I live in Ontario. The roads were track bare, so there were tracks in the road, on the road in the snow for your tires. And I was behind this little red car who was going about 20 kilometers under the speed limit. And I don't know what that is in miles, but we were doing